us, Joint MD of Prabhudas, Lilladher. Dilip, hi, good afternoon. First of all, Happy New Year to you. Good to have you on the show. Are you feeling much more bullish this Samvat?
Thank you so much. I think let me wish you and every one of all of you all a very happy new year and a prosperous one at that, and also all your viewers a happy new year and a prosperous one at that. Of course, I think we are starting the year with a much optimistic on a much optimistic note, and especially with we have seen so much of battering that we have seen across the stocks, and the decimation and the destruction and the kind of economic news that was coming out. I think maybe in the last 1 week or so, maybe things have started turning, and we all continue to be very optimistic that in the days to come, this optimism will further gain momentum. And yes, I think we should climb. We should recover much more sooner than what we all of us think.
Okay, for now we have a lot of heavyweights hitting fresh highs. So whether it's an ICICI Bank, Reliance, HUL, all at fresh highs this afternoon. So the bulls definitely are charging ahead. Dilip, hi, afternoon. Happy Diwali to you and your team at Prabhudas Lilladher. I just mentioned these three stocks, ICICI Bank, Reliance and HUL, all at fresh highs today. Which one do you think could be the leader in the next leg of the rally?
Sonia, let me wish you also a very happy new year and everyone, as what I just said earlier. I think within the three stocks, all of them really look pretty good, but I think ICICI takes the, merits a pick. I think this is one stock where the corporate banking impact is going to be seen very clearly on the yields, on the NIMs, and of course, last but not the least, the ROEs, which have always not been all that great, and I think the ROEs also will start returning. So I think amongst all this, ICICI Bank still looks the one where we can see a good NIM growth, a good profitable growth with asset quality problem hopefully behind us, and ROA is also still very reasonably good. I think the stock can give an absolute appreciation in the times to come of more than 20 to 25% over next 8 to 12 months.
What about State Bank of India, Dilip? Do you see that also giving good returns? It's corrected so much over the last 3 months and finally beginning to make a move.
Sure, I think SBI also amongst the PSUs can give a reasonably good return, and I think the PSU as a pack also can give a good return, because a lot will depend upon how the BPCL bidding goes, and the contagion impact that we have started seeing coming in the case of PSUs probably will be much more deeper and widespread. But coming to SBI, I think the results have been pretty good. My only worry still continues to be that the asset quality problem will continue to be at the top of the mind of a lot of investors before they start investing in SBI. Because the latest which has come is regarding the telecom, where I think all the corporate banks possibly will face the pressure, more so SBI. So I would say SBI looks good, but I'm not so in the order of pecking. Maybe it will not come very much on the high list.
What about Tata Motors, Dilip? You've tracked that stock for many years now. You think this performance is just a flash in the pan, or is it something that can last through the course of FY20?
Well, I think, very frankly, Sonia, I think the last 1.5 to 2 years has been extremely bad for Tata Motors and for all of us who were really expecting at some point of time the recovery to come. And finally, I think this result is showing all that semblance of hope that the recovery possibly will be in place, and possibly it will continue for some more time to come. And more importantly, the stock has come down so much, despite the fact it has climbed up quite a bit in the last 2 days. But still, I think it's still got enough steam ahead. And more important, I think the volume numbers will continue to improve from here on, both for JLR as well as for the CVs. And despite the widespread pockets of geography that we have seen, and it's not very easy to track such widespread geographies, but still on an overall broad basis, I think the volume numbers will continue to go northwards, and that itself will inspire the overall stock price movement in the northward direction.
Okay. By the way, just look, that's the question. On some of the NBFCs like Muthoot, Manappuram, they have really maintained a very strong pace. Do you think you could still back them at these prices, or is it time to take some money home?
So I think amongst the pack of NBFCs, Bajaj Finance and all are no-brainers. But if you were to take the rest of the pack, I think Muthoot Finance really stands out quite well. The way one looks at the NIMs, the way they are looking at the funds, which they are very comfortable at the moment, and the way we are looking at ROAs and ROEs, I think Muthoot Finance can still easily go up by 25-30% from the current levels. Looks pretty good, pretty strong even from the current levels. And amongst the rest of the pack of NBFCs, this is a stock which one should really look at.
Okay, one last word from your end then on M&M, because we've had some positive sales come in on Dhanteras this time around. In fact, M&M said it was much better than what they saw last year. Do you like this stock? It's recovered almost 20% from its 52-week lows now.
Well, I think the bouquet of products that M&M has is really so, quite adequate, in the sense that as and when we see some of the recoveries coming into play, I think it will have a very compounded positive impact on the overall volume numbers for M&M, and that itself will inspire a stock rally further even from the current levels, is what we feel.
Okay, that's on M&M. Finally, from my side as well, Indigo is a stock that I wanted your thoughts on, Dilip. It's corrected quite a bit after the poor numbers. At what point does it become a buy again?
Well, I think in this aviation space, I remain pretty optimistic. I think notwithstanding the fact that the passenger load factor growth has been pretty muted in this particular month, but overall I think we still see about 10 to 12% growth in that numbers on an overall basis for the industry. So I think Indigo is something which we will be looking to buy. Maybe it can come down by another about 5 to 7%, not impossible, but maybe around that level one should look to buy on a slightly longer term basis, because the premises still is that overall volume numbers will come back roaring.
All right, Dilip, we'll leave it there today. Thanks a lot for joining us. Always good talking to you. That's the word coming in from Prabhudas, Lilladher.